Good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-minute morning miner on a day when temperatures are going to reach over 40 degrees centigrade. And for some reason, I flew up from Cornwall yesterday to be in London for 2 days. I must be mad, Paul.
You could be. Hot is the word here.
But I can tell you it was a lovely cycle ride in this morning. It was actually about 22 degrees when I cycled in and very, very pleasant. So, and also we'll start today. As I flew up, I was able to take out of the windows of the aeroplane some lovely pictures of the Tungsten West mine as we flew over it.
There we go.
Take my word, it's all there. It's, there really is nothing wrong here. The market, I think, has misunderstood a little bit because, of course, of this issue they had with costs getting out of control. But today we've had the RNS from them that we've rather been waiting for. I can tell you there's been an awful lot of work going on behind the scenes. There's a management change. The CEO, Max Denning, has stepped down. And Mark Thompson is going to basically take control of getting this mine up and running and into production on a lower cost basis. And the plan does work, and it will not need any more money from shareholders. It will need a tiny little bit of debt, but it's really very small, quite easy to get that offset against equipment, etc. So in my view, and more news is going to come out as time goes on, because there's been a limit to what they could say in this particular RNS. But in my view, this is very, very good news. Things are back on track, and onwards and upwards, I hope. And I can only apologise to anyone who owns it, myself included, that the price obviously has been very disappointing short term. But I do think we'll start heading backwards again. I mean, backwards to where we were, i.e. forwards. That was very complicated. Anyway, enough of that. If anybody wants to talk about Tungsten West, then do give VSA Capital a call. Paul, let's move on to other things that you would probably like to talk about. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start with Prime Mining, shall we? Prime Mining, the TSX listed company that's drilling off the Los Reyes gold deposits down in Mexico. They released further drilling results, this time from 8 holes in the San Miguel East pit area, both beneath and along strike. And more good news there. They're hitting multiple veins underneath the pit resource, as well as getting further extensions indicated. So it does look like the San Miguel pit resource will ultimately merge up with the Noche Buena pit resource. So good news there.
Yeah, look, we've talked a lot about Prime Mining. It's got a very high quality management team. It is a client of VSA Capital, but we have a lot of time for it. It's a great company, and the stock has come back quite a long way, along with everything else, isn't it? Annoyingly. I think you also wanted us to mention a little bit about Lynas out in the ASX, which has relevance actually to some of the companies over here in the UK. It's a rare earth producer, obviously, and it gave some reports back on Sunday, didn't it?
Yes, that's right. Lynas reported production results for the quarter, and they were below the prior quarter's production results, just 3,650 tons achieved during the June quarter. And that's because of continuing problems at Lynas with water supply availability, even though in recent years they've been trying and to some extent helping to mitigate the unreliability of water, but it has impacted production on this quarter again. Because of stronger prices, though in the rare earths market, receipts of 351 million Australian in the June quarter, which is their second highest result to date. But this unreliability has got to be good news for the stronger for longer investment proposition for the rare earth miners and developers, like some of VSA's clients.
Yep, definitely. I think we Pensana, Alchemy, which has got the Thames Valley lithium hydroxide plant, Macango. There's all sorts of things that are looking quite interesting there, aren't there?
Yes, that's right.
In respect to that, let's also have a little word, because you probably, I think, mentioned on this yesterday when Ollie was recording that Gerard Crispy Green has become the new chairman of Kazira Global. And there's a lot going on, but Kazira obviously is interesting to us because Tectonic Gold has a small stake in them. And Tectonic Gold is a client of VSA Capital. But I think they just started exporting tantalum, haven't they?
Yes, they've got that all set to go here. It is a Chinese off-taker for this next shipment of tantalum concentrates from Tantalite Valley in Namibia. Because there otherwise is also the key news which impacts Tectonic Gold is that they have installed a new pan plant for recovery of diamonds there on the Namibian coast on that license over there. And because it has a 70 tons per hour throughput rate and it's brand new, it should have a better recovery of stones and higher in numbers than what they've been getting through the essentially leased plant that they've been working with previously. So making things happen here.
Yeah, we love making things happen. What else would you like to talk about, Paul?
Yeah, Shanghai Mining Club member Atlantic Lithium with the further drilling results on their lithium pegmatites, the Woya pegmatite project on the coast or near the coast of Ghana. More of the same good news, particularly from the main deposit, which is showing even further depth extension than what previously. So, as well as this new grass cutter area, which is pretty close by to it, but it's also showing extensions as well. And what that means is the resource is still growing at Ewoya. They're about 30 to 50% way through the current drilling program with 6 rigs.
Very good. That's probably enough for one day, I think, Paul. There are actually various little bits and snippets out. So if anybody does want to talk about any of these things in more detail or Tungsten West in more detail, do give us a call at VSA Capital. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.